Oh, okay.
You want me to read it?
Every who
down in Whoville
liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas. The whole Christmas season. You can read a book, and I can be the Grinch.
Okay.
Who stuffs all the bags and takes all the food and all that stuff.
Okay. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
Yeah, that is the reason.
Yeah, I think so. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's.
Yeah.
Staring down from his cave with a sour, Grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a holly Who wreath. What does the Grinch say?
Must stop this.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find someone and keep Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, he knew. All the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys.
And then all the noise.
That's one thing he hated.
All the noise.
Then the Who's young and old would sit down to a feast.
And they
go.
Oh, you read.
And they'd feast.
And they feast.
They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small,
would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing.
They'd stand hand in hand.
And those Who's would start singing.
And they'd sing.
And they'd sing. They'd sing.
And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought,
he must stop this whole thing.
Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop Christmas from coming.
But how?
How?
How could I stop Christmas from coming?
I don't know. Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got
a wonderful awful idea.
I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked, "What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat I look just like
Saint Nick."
All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No. The Grinch simply said,
if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one.
So he called his dog Max. Then he took
Max. Here, Max.
Here, Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max.
Oh, don't stop.
Okay.
I'm going to hitch up old Max, and then I'm going to go down on the sleigh and steal Christmas.
Okay. You want me to keep reading?
No. Not until I get on the sleigh, and I'll make Max go away to the first little house in the square.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm on the sleigh.
Okay. Then the Grinch said, "Get up!" And the sleigh, get up! And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town.
Here's the first tiny house.
We're getting there.
Stop them at 1.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah.
All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came
to the first little house on the square.
This is stop number 1.
Yo, Grinchy claws.
And he climbed on the roof, empty bags in his fist. What?
I forgot to make my quick Santa Claus hat and a coat.
Uh-oh. Well, I thought that your hood was being your Santa Claus hat.
No.
No?
I'll make a pretend Santa Claus hat and a coat.
How are you going to do that?
I'm going to do this. Wait. I made a quick Santa Claus hat.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. You ready to keep going?
No, I just need to make a coat.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot. Go ahead.
I made a quick coat.
Excellent. All right.
Now I'm ready to go.
You ready, Grinchy Claus?
Yeah.
All right. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who's stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings,
He grinned.
are the first things to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room. He took every present.
I got all the stockings in my pretend bag.
Oh, you mean Grinch?
Yeah.
Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed the bags one by one
Up the chimney.
up the chimney.
Uh-oh.
Then what?
I flipped my blanket and it even turned flat and splattered it down the ground and all my presents fell out of my
Oh
bag.
my gosh, you better clean them back up again.
There we go.
You ready to keep going?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took.
The little pudding.
He took.
The little piece.
He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took
The last can of Boo Bash.
the last can of Boo Hash. And then, then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch.
I will stuff up the tree. Whoosh, whoosh.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, "Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?" But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. "Why, my sweet little tot," the fake Santa Claus lied.
There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and I'll bring it back here.
Yeah, and his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to
I fixed
bed.
the light.
Good deal. Oh, you really fixed it. Well, you're much nicer than the Grinch. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Yeah. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On the walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house
Was a crumb
that was even too small
for the mouse.
for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small.
For the other Who's mouse.
It was 1:15 dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with
Present.
the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and
What?
the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top
To dump it.
to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he was Grinchishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville
will all cry.
Boo-hoo.
That's the noise,
grinned the Grinch,
that I simply
must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear.
And he did hear a rising over the snow. It started to grow. It started to grow.
But the sound wasn't sad.
Why?
The sound sounded merry.
Very.
It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very, yeah. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small... What's next?
Was singing.
Without any presents at all.
Yes.
He hadn't stopped Christmas from
Well,
coming.
I'm already happy.
Yeah?
That I hadn't stolen Christmas.
Oh, good. Well, you're much
Now
nicer.
put my sleigh back down
Yeah.
away up Mount Crumpet.
Yeah, that doesn't happen in the book.
Help me. Help me.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
All right.
Whew.
Let's see. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
Till puzzle soul.
Till his puzzles. It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without...
Packages, boxes, and bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought.
Doesn't come from the store.
Maybe Christmas.
Perhaps needs a little bit more.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say...
The Grinch's grew 3 sizes that day.
And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. And he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he
himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beef.
The end.
The end.
Good
Can I
job.
see the video?
Sure, it's really long. I hope you enjoy it.
Okay.